Okay, so you're learning something about how to make a good stroke. Now all of a sudden you're faced with 50 footers, 40 footers, 30 footers. They break. You have to read the break first to determine the speed that you're going to be hitting your putt. You'll notice that I have a driver down there that my goal for you is if you can get it inside that driver, that is going to be fantastic because your chances of making the two putt are much better. A lot of you really misjudge your distance. The best players in the world would practice with a 7-iron and try to get these 50, 40, 30 footers inside that 7-iron because they know they're going to make that short putt. So when I divide my putts into a couple areas, I look at short putts, a little different beat, a little different stroke than that long putt. So here I am standing at around 50 feet. And the rhythm that I want to feel with my arm is very similar to what I want to feel with my putting stroke. So if you look at me and how I face this, I look at it and I react and I let my arm swing for feel and then I let it release. And you can tell that that motion was kind of a natural acceleration. I see so many of you in long putts, you'll go back, especially if you're one that leaves your putt short all the time. You go back short, really short, and then you kind of jerk it through. Usually you don't get enough speed to make the ball go forward. And I tell you, one of the things that I like to do is I like to make a stroke with a count. And my count is 1001, and 1000 is the backstroke, 1 is impact, and then I let it go through. It is pretty much equidistant. I would have a tendency to think, if you look at this yellow rod on the ground, 1001, it feels equidistant. The beat, watch the beat of the stroke and watch how the acceleration is very natural. So I'm almost going to pretend I'm in Alabama. I'm going to have a little southern 1001, and that's my stroke. 1000 is the backstroke, 1 is impact, which will continue forward, equidistant to the backstroke. Here we go. Here's 50 feet, 1001. And after I make that stroke, you're going to see me finish in a really good position here. Watch this. 1001. Now when I finish, take a look. What do you see? You see me in a position where the left arm and the shaft are right in line with one another. You never see this putter head pass the hands. That one just went in. And I'll tell you why it went in. I had my aim right, which you can see from behind, and this putt breaks to the left and then back to the right. So I'm going to basically get my face lined up, and I'm going to do my 1001, and I'm going to let it go back. A lot of times people say, well, how far do you go back? For me, it's the beat. It's the length of the stroke is determined by the 1001. So in this case, I see a lot of people also do this. They go back really long and then they go, oh, they slow down. Why? Because they went 1000 and right as I said 1, they're still going back and then they're decelerating through because they knew they took it back too long. Both strokes are bad. The key is maintain a rhythm in an Alabama accent, 1001, really achieve this post-impact, which for me is kind of the printout of what should be happening. Shaft and left arm in line. Never let this happen. Those are the habits that you can get into that are good ones for your long putting.